I have just stumbled upon a solution for one of the problems I have in my portrait photography studio, and it's only $89. There are a couple of catches though. Y'all, check this out. No cords. I feel like a magician. I just stumbled on a device that has solved a problem for me in my studio. Yeah, it is these Shimbol TP Mini Wireless HDMI transmitter receiver set. Okay, so here's the thing. So Shimbol reached out to me and they say that I'm a videographer and would I want to try this? And I looked at it and I thought, okay, well maybe, I don't know if I'd use that for what they intended to be used for, but maybe I can use it to help solve a problem in my studio. And it worked. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I have to tell you about this. These little HDMI things are made to send a wireless signal, and most of the time what people do is they have their video camera and they have the little video monitor, little TV screen kind of thing on top of their camera, and they don't have to be hooked up to wires that way. Okay, so the camera can be way over there and everyone else can see the monitor from the camera way over here with this wireless TP Mini, right? I thought, you know what? This would actually be great for this problem I'm having instead in my portrait photography studio. So right now we are sitting in the lounge. This is where I meet clients and they see their images, like you see these kittens on the TV while they sit on the couch, and I am over at my computer going through the images with them for a sales meeting. This is how we do a sales meeting in my studio. And the problem that I had when I moved into this space, and honestly the problem I've had for a long time, is HDMI cables are long and you could trip on them, right? And then when I moved into this space, the HDMI port is on one side of the TV and my computer's way over there. So ridiculousness. I've had sales meetings in this space where I'm shoved all the way against the TV. All of this stuff is right here and I have this really short leash. I'm just like so closely tethered. I thought, this is ridiculous. I want to be able to move my set around. I want to be able to sit somewhere else, especially if a large group of people are coming in. I don't want to be stuffed next to the TV. Maybe this could work. And oh my gosh, it did. It did. Okay, so this is how I did it, y'all. This is how I did it. And so I'm liking it so far. The only there's three things that come in this box. And by the way, they reached out to me and they sent this to me hoping to make a video, but they're not going to look at this before I post it, and they haven't given any money or anything. So it's kind of sort of sponsored. So there's only three things in this box. There's a transmitter with the little TX, there's the receiver with the RX, and then there's a USB to USB-C cable. But you're gonna need two more things that you may not have as a portrait photographer that a lot of filmmakers have everywhere. So this is what I did. I have my laptop right here and it's got my Pro Select pulled up. And the reason I love this combo is because in Pro Select, I see everything in the background. All of the pictures coming up, the carts, the prices, everything. Where my client only has to see the pretty picture that we're talking about at that moment. They don't have to be distracted by all the other stuff. So they have what's called mirror display. So what I did is I plugged in the transmitter with the USB-C for power. So they don't come with power, okay? So you're gonna have to plug this in somewhere. They also don't come with an HDMI cable. This is full-size HDMI. So luckily, I have a few around my studio. So that's the only two things I plugged in, the USB and the HDMI on the transmitter. And it's like they automatically talk to each other. You just press play and turn it on. And then the other side, I put back behind the TV over here. Oh, here, I'll come this way. Back behind the TV, and it's got its own HDMI plug and its own USB power. So the biggest problem you're gonna run into maybe is if your TV doesn't have power available. So you'll need to figure out power. I have a battery here. If you've got like a lot of us, a lot of these little batteries, they're like some kind of Sony battery. I can't remember what they're called. I have a bunch for LED lights and whatnot for my film stuff, my video, and they plug in here. So these work. You plug these, slide these right on the back of either one of those, and then they're wireless, like no battery charge, like no power cord, right? So if you don't have USB on the back of your TV or nearby, you might have to put a little battery on it, but I do. I'm so shocked. So that's all I did, was I hooked it up to that. Then I went into my PC and I went into settings and I said, extend display, because that's what I need to do for Pro Select. Now, when I did that, I needed to fiddle with my particular TV. This is just a Samsung, and I had to go into multi-image display, set my own display like profile, and then that'll do a picture-in-picture, and I just go to the up top picture and make it bigger. So each TV is a little bit different, but you can get to this. If I could get to this, you could definitely get to this. And then look, no cords. Oh my gosh, I can move this all around my studio. What? Look at that. Ooh. And honestly, I can move up to 600 feet away, which would be ridiculous because I'm using this for sales meetings and I'm not going to be that far from my client. But you do have 600 feet to move around if you're using this for the traditional video application. But I love this. The only thing I have to watch for now is my computer, my laptop battery, which I've had this going for like an hour and it's barely down. So look at this. It's like magic. I can now do my sales meetings with no cords in the way. Isn't that cool? And I can rearrange the studio. So awesome. So the Shimbol TP Mini, only $89. I solved this whole thing with $89 and 2 HDMI cables, which I already had. Yeah. That is so cool. So thank you, Shimbol, for reaching out and sending this to me. I'll put a link in the description for you, but I'm super excited. I did not know this technology existed and it solved a huge problem for me. So whoop, whoop, yay. If you're having that same issue in your portrait studio, consider this. Yeah, pretty inexpensive, way less than $100. I'm happy. Yeah, so try it out and I'll see you in the next one. As always, I wish you many woofs, purrs, and TREATSs. I'm gonna try that one more time.